everyone, it is your girl GELBEAUTY 7 here, aka Grace, and my Glamlite stuff finally showed up. So we're gonna do the Freddy Krueger collection today, and I was talking to y'all tonight about it in the premiere of, what do you call it, this Cosmic Brushes eye look that I still have on, because y'all, it's the same night, y'all know I be out here doing the Lord's work. So I got the two palettes. Got the Freddy Krueger palette, this one right here, and I got the Dream Master one right here. I did end up grabbing the makeup bag just because I like these kinds of makeup bags, so I went ahead and grabbed this. I'm going to grab the Garfield makeup bag as well, but you know, for right now I don't have it. They have the as you can see, the knife or whatever. Yes, and it's kind of like the Scooby-Doo one, except it actually has a zipper part at the top, right? Remember I told you I got the Crystal Lake candle, so I'm going to burn this once I take my eyes off and start on one eye versus the other eye. I had Adriangameover smell it, and I was like, he said he didn't really smell too much of anything. I don't really smell too much of anything either. Once it starts burning, then maybe I have an idea of what it's going to smell like for you all. But I don't know, it's, to me it just smells a little berry-like. So I'm like, I'm hoping it doesn't give me a headache, because I already have a little bit of headache now, so I kind of don't want to put it on, but at the same time I want you to know how it smells, so I'm going to go ahead with it. I have the lip kit right here. Y'all know I had to get that. I love Glamlite lipsticks. I think they're great, so I got the lip kit. I brought some lipsticks to compare to lip kit. The funny thing is, in the video I just showed you all with Cosmic Brushes yesterday, I had on one of the Glamlite lipsticks there too. So the lipstick I had on that pink one was this Strawberry Shortcake one, and I just put a Makeup by Mario lip gloss on top of it. But let's look at a couple of these lipsticks. So this one is, okay, so they don't have names, so it's just a I guess burgundy-ish deep red lipstick, which my mom would love something like this, and I actually have a few more, so I'm thinking about just giving this to her. I already gave her my one from Patrick Todd, because as soon as she saw me with it on, she's like, oh my goodness, that's so pretty, what is that? I'm like, okay, I already know what this is. So this Scooby-Doo one I have is called Zoinky's lipstick. If you all remember, this was the one that was missing out of my kit, out of my box the first time I bought from them, so I wanted to see how similar it was to this one. So here's what they look like side by side. This one looks a little bit brighter than this one. I was trying to see if they have similar ones. Unfortunately, you have to buy these as a set, so if they don't, then you know, like, I mean, if you do already have this one, then you kind of be stuck with it if you want the other one, because the other one is the one I was most excited about. But I wanted to show the ones that are similar first off. I have a little haul I'm gonna film after this with all the other stuff I bought from Glamlite, but you'll get to see one of the things now, because I think the lipstick is comparable. So this is the Tiffany or Tiff lip kit from Chucky and Glamlite, or Bride of Chucky and Glamlite. And Giselle said she had like 25 more licensed ones she just hadn't come out with yet. Okay, so this one seems like it's a little bit deeper and more purpley toned, but this is what both of them look like. I'll try to put swatches on my and the shorts of these lipsticks, so I'm gonna have to take them home so I remember to do that. But as you can see, it looks a little bit more deeper and purple tone, which I'm happy about, because I'm always like feeling like I'm finding same colors in their collection sometimes. So I'm liking the fact that all of these are having like different undertones and whatnot, because that was like my main concern, everything looking the same. So as you saw, none of them are the same, which y'all know I like to be thorough, because I want you to save all the coins I can help you save by showing you everything I got. So that's why we're doing it the way we're doing it. I don't ever be trying to trash brands by doing this. I'm trying to keep you informed as a, you know, consumer about what time it is, girl. Okay, so next I got this one, and y'all know this is my type of color right here. It's more of a mauve-ish pinkish type tone. I don't think they've ever actually done a shade like this before, because I checked through all the Glamlite lipsticks I have, which I actually have a few from a few collections, and I was happy to find that none of them looked like this shade. However, I do feel like this shade is going to look really nice with the, I think this is the Morty lip kit. I'm not sure. Y'all remember, I don't know which one is Rick and I don't know which one is Morty. Adrian, is this Rick or Morty? It's the old man in the lab coat.
That's Rick.
Okay, so this is the Rick lip kit. See, I thought it was the Morty one. I don't know. I didn't keep the box for this one, because if y'all remember, like, this was the one that took forever to get the lip liner thing off of, and it was a whole mess. So I didn't keep that one, but I feel like the lipstick's gonna go nice with this. That's the one I'm gonna put on my lips now, which is why I took off I ate off the Strawberry Shortcake I had on. So I'm gonna swatch these on my hand so you can remember what they look like, and then I'm going to swatch the lipstick on top, and then I'll come back and put the lipstick on camera with you all last probably. So let's swatch the lipstick I just showed you again. None of them have names on them, so, well, this set doesn't have names on them. I feel like past sets they have put names on them. So, but see, I'm thinking that's just gonna look perfect together. So that's the lip gloss and the lip liner I'm gonna use on top of this lipstick. And y'all know this is my type of tone, so I'm here for it. It's a vibe. It really looks really similar to the shade, I think it's called Dirty 30 by Huda Beauty. Oh, and they gave me these free eyelashes from, I guess, leftover from the Michaela set, since it took them longer than expected to ship out the Halloween stuff. So these are going to go in the giveaway I talked to you all about earlier. So these are some of the mystery things that we're going to go in that box that I showed in the video I filmed with the same eye look on yesterday. I don't know when that's going up, but these are extras that are going in there along with the Glamlite thing I showed you earlier. So matter of fact, let me put this in the box to show in that in my haul video I have of my Glamlite stuff, in addition to some other stuff. I'm waiting on a couple more things to show up. I'm gonna try to film that Friday when I get here, so I can film a makeup video and not have to actually put on makeup. Let me see. I know, right? Didn't that sound crazy? Like, I'm gonna film a makeup video, but I don't want to have to actually put on the makeup. I know, but after I worked all week and had to wear makeup all week long to give y'all content, like, I take one day off, and that's Friday. Since one of y'all told me I need to give myself grace and stop trying to film every day. So I took your advice. So let's look at Dream Master. That's the red one. And honey, the colors in here are stunning. But y'all know me, so I got palettes to compare to these. You know I do. So let's get into those. I'm gonna start off with, I'm trying to put the lip kit to the side. Let me take the one out that I need, so I don't have to go back in here again. So y'all know I'm gonna start off with the Dark Vader from ColourPop, because it's a more affordable option to the Glamlite one. I know the Glamlite one is currently sold out, so if you didn't get it, I'm sorry. I know one of y'all told me you didn't get it, but I'm trying to show alternatives for the people who didn't and still want it. As you can see, it looks somewhat similar to the Dark Vader one. The Dark Vader one has more grays in it than reds per se, and I feel like Freddy Krueger's has more reds in it, but you know, this is what both of them look like side by side. Then I have, of course, y'all know I had to pull out my waiting room from Beetlejuice, because this is the video I originally did saying that you didn't need the Chucky palette. So I feel like it goes hand in hand with this one. And since I actually bought the Chucky palette, now we can actually put them side by side and see if I was right or not. But see, it's definitely giving the vibes of this one to me. Again, this one has a little bit more gray to it than red, but it still has a healthy amount of red. So that's why I feel like you didn't necessarily need them. If y'all want a side by side or a battle or whatnot, or old school versus new school, let me know down below, and I'll be happy to do that, because y'all know I ain't got no problem doing it and help you save the coins and not having people feel bad about not getting something that looks similar to something else that already existed in the past. I'm gonna start off with the lip liner from, I think my son said this is Rick. So yeah, I like this lip liner. I just don't want to try to put the top on too tight. But the only thing is, I wonder if that's going to make mine not be as creamy for as long, because the top was on too tight and I couldn't get it off. But it's like, I don't want to risk it again. Y'all saw in the Rick and Morty video how difficult it was to get it off. So let me. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I know I love colors like this. So I'm just like, yeah, Miss Giselle, yeah. We're going to talk about Miss Giselle in a couple of these eye looks, because, honey, she been out here giving the tea, and I'm here for it, okay? I'm here for it. I want her to do more educational videos like this. But we'll get into what the videos are in a second. So this is what the lip looks like. I want to show it to you before I put the lip gloss on, so you can see what the tone actually looks like on my skin tone. And remember, we are using another one of her lip sets, because I really like their lip products. I think they're great. That's why whenever they come out, we want a collection. If y'all notice, like when I do buy the whole collection, I'm excited to use the lip product. And sometimes I buy the lip product without the collection, because as y'all see, I didn't buy this whole collection, but I got the lip product though. And I have the candle on in the background. I'm trying to get it to smell up the room for a little bit. So hopefully by the time we get the second eye look done, we'll have an idea of what it smells like. Ooh, yeah. So this is it with the Rick lip kit on and the mauve tone lipstick. So y'all saw the spots on my hand. You see the refill on my face. I'm here for it. It's a vibe. Let me go off camera, get my life in order, and then I will swatch the colors I'm going to use for one eye and then come back and do the other eye, come back. I've been doing both of them on camera lately just because I'm lazy and I can't be bothered with. Okay, y'all. So let's show what's going on with the eyes. So I'm trying to debate if I want to put this black shimmer with the silver on top for the inner corner. I'm thinking about just doing the shimmery black with the red in it because it seems to be more like a matte with just like shimmer in it. But when I swatched it, I didn't like the way it looked. It just looked black with like maybe a couple of red particles in it. So I'm thinking we're most likely going to do the silver. Anyway, this is going to be our outer V shade. This is our crease shade. This is our first shade. And I'm thinking this is going to be our lid shade because I don't have too many options. Matter of fact, let me swatch the other sparkly reddish green shade and see how I feel about that. Because I might put that on the other half of the lid. Or matter of fact, no, I think I'm going to use this as a topper on top of the red because it's not giving much color. So this is it right here. As you can see, you can barely see it. So I'm probably going to put that on top of the red toward the front of the eye to give some little extra oomph to that part. And then we'll go ahead and, you know, put the silver in the inner corner because I feel like that'd be the most fun thing to do. So let's get into it. So I'll take the black shade called Villain on my Sigma E25 blending brush and start off on the outer V. I normally don't do that, but I feel like doing it today, so we're doing it. Plus, I'm gonna see how dark this black is and how deep it goes. I wonder if it's more charcoal black or it's gonna be like a true like deep black, like black is black, like Natasha Denona. So that's mainly why I'm gonna try it. Plus, it's like the darkest shade in here besides the red, and because you have to do a somewhat monochromatic S type look with this palette, it's even like a dark grayish with black smoky eye type vibe, or more of like a, you know, red moment. I felt like I kind of had to pick and choose, and I didn't want to do an all red monochromatic moment because I feel like that's what a lot of people are gonna do. So I wanted to kind of switch it up and do like a smoky, like dark black red look. I was thinking about doing a Halloween series and doing like 2 or 3 Halloween eye looks in just one video, since, you know, all the Halloween stuff showed up late. But in all fairness, I could have got the other one sooner. I just didn't want to buy them at regular price, so shouldn't be complaining too much regarding that. So I think I'm just gonna stick with this, and then if y'all want to see a battle of the Chucky and Glamlite palette, Chucky Glamlite versus Melt, or the this Freddy Krueger Dreamer palette versus Melt, then, you know, I do that. Now I'm gonna take this shade Chest of Soul and start blending that up in here. I normally would have did this first, but this time I just decided to switch up the way I did some stuff. So oh yeah, so about this Giselle situation, honey. So I was watching the dailies, or was it the Viewer's Choice? I like to watch these two guys. They're engaged. There's one named Dustin and there's one named Nick. Nick used to be like a runway fashion model in New York, and then he left that life, and then he met Dustin, and then they started dating, and they've had a whole bunch of like tragedies going on in their lives, but they're still like pushing forward. They're the ones that are into that beef with like Jen Gerard Cosmetics, along with the lady who used to be called Petty Paige. I think she's just called Paige now, don't quote me. But anyway, so I was watching a video where they were talking about the TikTok shops and how people are like, you know, getting their TikTok shops shut down because they're stealing from other they stealing from big name corporations, you know, like Warner Brothers, who made the Freddy Krueger stuff and all that. So she's been saying it. Ooh, sorry, I almost dropped it. So I'm gonna take the shade Terror now, which is that super dark red to put in the crease. I want to make this real smoky look. But anyway, she was talking about how people are coming to her post now and asking her, like, is her stuff legitimate, if she has contracts for it, if she was just stealing like other people. Because the people that have been stealing ended up getting into a world of trouble. Like, they've been like waking up and all the money stolen from their TikTok shops, and then they're saying that they're gonna have to pay additional taxes on the money that they made off of using these licensed things, because they said they were just using a whole bunch of everything that was licensed. I was just like, ooh, child. So I'm like, I'm interested to see like what's gonna come up with those, and I'll be watching them to find out like what's going on with it, because y'all know I don't watch TikTok. But when they started talking about how people was getting their stores stolen and all that, I noticed they have a whole section just for TikTok shop now, and I'm like, I'm not feeling it. I hate the fact that they're trying to push so many products on us. I guess they're trying to be like YouTube though, because YouTube lets you have like the, you know, if you got a certain amount of followers, like Karen talked about her video, you have to have like 20,000 followers, and you can go ahead and be a part of the thing where they let you link products to your video, and if people click on it to buy it from there, that you get a commission or whatever. I know Tina the Fancy Face does, and some other people do it. So my whole thing is, what's going to happen to these people and this money that they done made, and how are they going to have to pay these taxes? Because the guy was saying, Nick was saying that some of them were talking about they lost their whole, like, you know, revenues for their family because they was making so much money off there selling the fake designer goods to, like, you know, they had, I guess, quit their jobs, or like that's the money they're using to pay their bills or whatever. And now, like, Disney and all the other people that they stole from come to collect their money, and they're like, nah, you not finna make this money off something that we came up with, which, you know, is fair. But I guess they didn't read into the laws or whatever they needed to know about in order to do what they needed to do. So they got all the stuff taken away. So people, like, back to what I was saying about Glamlite though, because that's what they're supposed to be about. Sorry, I just wanted to give y'all a little bit of back context. So since other people were selling fake stuff, people started asking Giselle if her stuff was fake. And so they said she made a whole TikTok, or like 2 or 3 TikToks, discussing, like, you know, what it basically takes to do a licensed deal with brands. Now, remember the beginning of this video, I told y'all she said she still had 25 licenses that she hadn't done yet. So I don't know if it's gone down to 24 now since the Garfield set has come out. Because I'm assuming the Garfield set was a part of the 25 since she hadn't announced it yet. I don't know, don't quote me. But I'm going to take the shade Dream Warrior now. That's the red we got to put all over the lid. So she was talking about it, and I was just like, okay. So she, according to her, like, you can get a licensing deal as cheap as $5,000, or you can go all the way up to, like, what is it, $50,000, or as much as $1 million, depending on, like, what it is you're licensing and all that. And she said that's just for licensing. And she said she doesn't know what it goes into when it goes to clothes and all the other stuff. But she was like, when it comes to makeup, you got to test products. And everything you test and all that is a whole issue you got to deal with and all that. And then she talked about, I believe she was talking about the Chucky incident when she said that they had to throw away $500,000 worth of stuff because Chucky, remember she said something about they had approved the word and then they changed. And that's why they had, like, the 2 blushes the same color, because one of the blushes had, like, a different name to it. It was a different color, but when they originally had came out with it, the people said the word was okay and that it was okay. And then when they had gotten to mass production for the blush, that's when it changed. And that's why she had to have those 2 blushes with the same color on it. Which is why I didn't originally buy the blush when it came out. If you all remember, I told you, I was like, you know, like, I don't want to buy this same blush with 2 of the exact same color. But she kind of didn't have a choice and had to, like, rush through and just do it because somebody at corporate had, for the licensing people, had messed up and approved something that, like, wasn't approvable. And I guess their boss told them, no, you better fix that. So they had to go back to her and tell her, like, no. And she said she was, like, crying for, I think, a couple of weeks, and then she got it together and she pulled it off. So she was saying that if you know, can't deal with possibly stuff going wrong, and she was talking about how if you get injured or anything like that, you still have to pay the licensing fee, you still have to pay the percentages and all that. It was really, like, in-depth, interesting video that she talked about all this information in. And I was like, okay. Now I don't think I follow her on Instagram. I think I just follow, I mean, not Instagram, on TikTok. I think I just follow her brand on TikTok, but I'll try to go find the, like, TikTok where she said it and, like, link it down below, because I found it very interesting. I was like, okay, Miss Giselle, girl, give us all the tea. So I'm just curious now, like, what were the other ones? And then she said there was, like, one she regretted doing that she paid $350,000 for. And, like, the guy was, like, alluding to, he thought it was, like, the one she did with Michaela. Like, I don't know if it would be the first one or the second one, though, because I feel like the first one did better than the second one. But I don't know if the second one ended up not doing as well, because remember she had that scandal. I'm just putting the shade Nightmare in the front. Remember she had the scandal when it came to, like, the lash gate when the second one came out. So I don't know if that's when people didn't want to buy it as much, because you notice the lashes they gave me for free were, like, hers or whatever. So I don't know if, like, they had extras behind because people decided they didn't want to buy from her anymore because they felt like she was lying and all that. But one of the guys was alluding and saying he thought it was the Michaela collection. Ooh, yes, that eye looks nice. Let's go and put this silver in the corner. And then I'll talk about part 2 in the green one, because I only told y'all half of what she said. I didn't get into the other half yet. So I'm talking about part 1 of the video so I can, like, get one of the eye looks done, and I'll talk about part 2 in the other part so we can get that part done. I'm trying to decide if I should change my lip or not so I can see what the darker one looks like on me with the second eye look with the green. Because I feel like I like this mauve and it looks nice. But anyway, this is finished eye look if you haven't realized. But I feel like I'm going to put that one on just so you can see how both colors look on some of my skin tone. Because I know sometimes people be asking me what colors look like. And then I have to come back later and like send y'all pictures or send y'all like a swatch of it or whatever. Because you asked me and I didn't like think to do in the video. So I'm thinking like after I swatch on my hand the green stuff from the Freddy Krueger palette that I will change the lip so that way you can see what the other lip looks like on me. Plus I feel like it look better with the eye that we have going on because the pink looks cute with this one, and I don't think the pink would necessarily look bad with the green, but I want to just, you know, switch it up, and then we'll talk about that other stuff. So I'm gonna go off camera, get my life in order, change the lip. I might change it on camera with you all, we'll see, but I know I'm gonna take it off right now, and then I'll be right back. Okay, girl? Okay, y'all, so here's what I came up with. I used a good majority of the palette, so I decided I was going to use this dark green for the outer V instead. I got this shade as our crease shade. This is our original transition shade. I need just about all the shimmers at the top, so I'm using 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm using 7 of the 10 shades in here, so we get the majority of the shades put in here. Now I'm going to check this lipstick, this darker red one, and we talked about it, put it on and see how it looks. And I have on the Cola lip liner from Juvia's place. Cute. I feel it look great with the shade what do you call it, fruit snacks on top from what do you call it, Fenty, with that cream gloss on top. I feel like it'll look chef's kiss fire, just amazing. What's up? I was like, I'm gonna swatch the shade Zonkies next to it, since you know we're all here anyway. It's a little bit lighter in tone, and I feel like it's a little bit lighter red. So here is Zonkies, and then this is the one that's on my lips from Nightmare on Elm Street and Zonky. So as you can see, they're 2 different shades, and I feel like I don't need to swatch the what do you call it, the one from the Chucky collection, because it's even darker than the one that's on my hand from what I saw. So we're going to take this E40 from Sigma to start off with. Then I'm going to take my A504 for my crease shade. Let me see. What am I going to use my outer V shade? I feel like I still have one more of those brushes. Where is it? I know I have one more 206 brush from, what do you call it? From BK Beauty. So I'm trying to find it. Here it is. My 206 from BK Beauty. I'm going to use that. And then I guess I used a reference number, I think 2 for, yeah, reference number 2 for my lid before. And I used a reference 16 for my transition shade. And then I used the E25 and a Blend Buddy brush. So let's get into this. So I'm going to start off with the shade Elm Street, which is that dark mint shade. I'm going to go the traditional way I start off with my crease shade, and then change to my outer V shade. This go around. This one's oxidized a little bit deeper. I thought it was going to, you know, stay a little bit lighter, but that's okay. It's not that big a deal. It's still going to be the lightest shade in here, and I appreciate there being somewhat of a lighter shade. I know some people would prefer it closer to a skin tone or a bone color shade, but because it's the type of color that we're going for, that wouldn't make sense with this palette, so you'll just have to dip into another palette, which shouldn't be that big a deal. This one is staying true to the aesthetic of the brand, which I can appreciate. And I just usually use whatever lightest shade is in it. I feel like it'll work for the eye look that I have in mind. So we're usually going for a dramatic crease in both these looks this go around, because this is such a deep tone palette. So that's what you'd be looking for. Oh, at the end of this, I'm going to show y'all the Icy palette alongside the Daydreamer palette, since I forgot to show it at the beginning. I forgot to take it out of the drawer, honestly. Because if you all remember, I told you I wasn't a huge fan of that collection or that palette. So, you know, gotta, you know, work that out or whatever. But I'm just thanking God that He reminded me that I had it, because I didn't think about it. Then I went home and been like, dang, I should grab that palette. So I'm trying to run all my reels tonight when I get home, so that way they can just go over the next 2 or 3 days. So next we're going to get into the shade Asylum. That's that dark red shade. I'm about to put that on. Why is it still sparkling on this brush when I washed it already, y'all? If I was smart, I'd just use my switch so that way I had to use 2 different sets of brushes, but I didn't want this to still have some remnants of black on it. Not that that brush doesn't do a good job, it's just when I'm doing new palettes, I try to stay like out of the habit of using it because I want to be true to color as much as possible, unless the deeper colors are similar in tone, and I feel like it won't really reflect on it because these colors are so close in tone. I didn't want to risk it, which is why I just used a second brush. But that switch thing is amazing, does a great job. It's just because these colors are super close in tone, I didn't want it to pull a deeper green than it would need to, because I didn't swipe it on the switch as long as I should have, because I do a couple of quick swipes and go about my day, and since I'm new to the whole switch situation, I wasn't trying to risk it. But back to what I was talking about the Glamlite, because we almost done with this eye look. I only got, I think, 2 or 3 things left to do, and I haven't told you the rest of the story. Yeah, so in part 2, she goes into the details of like how much they charge you and then how much you have to pay, and she was saying that the people can be charged 2 to 3 times the taxes over the money that they stole from these companies by selling their counterfeit goods on TikTok. So I'm just like, okay, well, that's a whole lot. And then she went into more details about brand deals, and then she told the story that I think I told already about how we're gonna take the shade Knives now. She told the story about how they had the issue with the Chucky stuff or whatever, and I still can't believe people thought a brand as big as hers for as much as she sells, even though it's still an indie brand, but it's an indie brand that's done so many of these collabs. Why would you think she'd continue to have money to do these collabs if her stuff was fake the way everyone else's was? It's like, did you really think that through when you asked her that question? Like, if she's a business owner and she's quite a big business and she's done so many collabs, why would you think people would just keep letting her run around, steal their product and not sue her and not have anything else? Where would she get the money to, you know, like, sell these things or continue to sell these things and continue to, like, you know, put the money into invest in these collaborations if she didn't have like legitimate contracts signed with these brands to use these things for however long period of time she does? That was my first thought when they said that people were asking her that, because I'm like, if you think Disney really doesn't have lawyers sitting out here waiting to see people copy off Mickey Mouse and other brands don't have the same thing going for them, especially because times are hard in this economy and everybody trying to make it by, you really think they don't have stuff in place to protect themselves with as much money as they've made throughout the years? They didn't stay in business by being dumb. Like, why would you even think this woman is out here pretending and faking about, you know, having stuff with these brands? And then she said even Shopify, like every few months they'll like put a hold on all the money that her brand has made from selling collabs and say that, you know, like they holding it to make sure the stuff isn't counterfeit. And then she said she has to pull out contracts, and then she has to send Shopify the contracts, and then Shopify will release her money immediately once they see she actually has the contract. So it's like, how did you think this woman was just out here pulling these fake collabs and put all these products out for years at this point? Because y'all remember, like, she's been doing licensed collabs for years. So it's like, if she's been doing licensed collabs for years, what made y'all think she was just out here being able to do that legally? Like, so to me it was kind of a dumb question for people to ask her that, because she's been doing it for so long. But I'm glad she just like set the record straight. I mean, she didn't owe anybody any explanations or whatever, but I appreciate her like breaking down the business side of it so people could get a better understanding of how it works in her industry and in her business. Because it's like, it was a good informational video and I appreciated her doing it, but at the same time I feel like it was a silly question to ask, because it's like, she's a business that is operating in America that takes, you know, stealing people's ideas and things like that very seriously. So if she was really sorry, y'all, I used the well, I told y'all the brushes I was using, so I don't have. Now we're on the 203 brush. That's the glittery one. We're gonna start off with the shade Haunted. I don't know. I want to know y'all thoughts down below that. That's why I wanted to have this conversation in the video about her brand in particular with one of her collabs. Because I was like, I just thought it was weird that people would think that she was really getting away all these years with, you know, Because I feel like Glamlite's been doing collabs for like the last at least 2 to 3 years. Because I think the last original thing they did was the happy hour collection, right? And then she started doing all like the collabs or whatever, for what I remember. Don't quote me, I could be wrong, but I feel like happy hour collab was like the last actual collab she did. Sorry, last original thing she did. And then she just started coming out with all these licensed things. And I'm like, again, that's fine and all. I'm not knocking her at all. I know some people say they wish she would do something else besides license deals. But it's like, if she already got 25 more lined up, you might get that like in 2025. You know, it ain't happening now because she already said there's 25 more. And I'm counting Garfield as one of the 25. So technically, I guess there's 24 more. But it's like, you know, that means probably like 2020, maybe 2026 you'll get some different ones. Because you got to think, it's 12 months in a year and she said it's 25. So that means she might have one lined up every month for the next year. I don't know how any of that's working. I just know in the video she said it was 25. So that's what I'm basing this on, okay? Which one? I think I said, yeah, we supposed to use Boiler Room next. So I got distracted because I was talking about this. But yeah, so I'm just like, y'all who wanted her to do something else, good luck. It's going to be in the middle before you get that something else you was talking about that you want. Because, honey, it's gonna be a minute because she got all these collabs. But I'm interested to see if y'all thought that was like a reasonable question, since she is like one of the bigger indie brands out here that has done this for a while, for people to even believe that she was getting away with not having licensing deals for the stuff she was putting out. Because when I heard it, I was just like, I don't see how people thought that. But at the same time, it's like, you know, it's just, I guess because the people on TikTok that got away with it for a while, maybe they thought she was getting away with it on a bigger scale because she was like a bigger brand and had more money to grease people's palms or something. I'm just trying to figure out where the correlation for that came. I think I'm going to put Killer in between the two of these. Just kind of like marry the shimmer transition in the middle here. Plus, I think it'll look cool with the shimmer effect on top of this shade, and maybe it'll help it out a little bit. And then we're going to put the shade Coming For You and Killer again, which is what I'm rubbing in between here on the lid. So I'm interested to hear your thoughts though, because when I heard it, I just thought it was like interesting that anybody thought that she'd be able to get away with that for as long as she has. And just because other people with smaller things had bought stuff from foreign countries and were like pushing it off as authentic when they knew it wasn't, and got caught, that all of a sudden Glamlite wasn't a reputable business. So but yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about in this video. Just how the business side of it works. Like I said, I'll try to remember to link Giselle's videos down below off TikTok, or at least her page, so you can go watch the videos that I'm talking about. But excuse me. Now we're gonna take the shade Coming For You. That's our inner corner shade to start off with. I feel like Killer would look nice on top of it. I already swatched on my hand, so I'm like, it's gonna give that extra sparkle and oomph I need in the inner corner, because right now I don't feel like it's giving as much. But I don't feel like there was that many shades in this one that was gonna give me as much sparkle and excitement. And since this is more of a toppery-esque type shade, I feel like I had to put it on something to like get that more the way you see on this side. Because before, as you can see on the lid, it's on top of something. So you always have to put that one on top of something, unfortunately. I'd prefer I could just use it on its own. But, you know, I understand some people like shades like that. And they're nice for if you want to do a simple, quick, shimmery lid situation, I guess. So let me back you on up and talk about my thoughts about these palettes as a whole. Where did I put the other one? Did I put it in the box already? No. Okay. So, about these two palettes. I think they're great. Unfortunately, this collection is sold out. At least these palettes are sold out. I checked. The bundle for the palettes is sold out. I don't know if the bundle of a whole is sold out. I know one of y'all told me in the Cosmic Brushes video that went up yesterday that these were sold out or whatever. So, I'm sorry. I got this video up as soon as I could. I literally like got these in the mail tonight when I did the posted the Cosmic Brushes video, and came back just to film it so that you could see it on Sunday. So I'm sorry, but I like this one. My only thing is I don't like the fact that the shade Don't Fall Asleep is more of like a glitter shade with like that turns just into a black shade, because when you swatch it out, as you can see, it has a sparkly glitter in it right here. I don't know if you can see. You see? Come on, focus please. Focus, please. Focus. Thank you. Okay, so it has a sparkly glitter in it, but like when you swatch it out, it just turns into like a black matte shade with a little bit of sparkle in it. So I don't like that about that shade. So that's what disappointed me when it came to this palette. That shade, that's literally the only shade that disappointed me though. Like everything else in here is fine. I like it. That one disappointed me. The shimmery black, it's okay. It just, I don't know. I guess I wanted it to be more shimmery than what it was. It's giving more grayish black too. And when I put the silver on top of it, it was just okay. So if anything, these two shades in the back to me are the duds. But the rest of the shades in here work nice. They work fine. They do a great job. But if you have the Waiting Room by Melt, I don't know if I would say you necessarily need this, because the shades that stood out to me, like this one, is just a glitter film one that when you put it on the lid, the glitter disappears and it's just a black. So that disappointed me a little bit. Now, as far as this palette goes, I know the Smoke Sessions palette, it had shades popping out of it. Initially when it first came out, the shimmers popping out of it. So if you didn't like that, you might like this one instead, because I feel like this gives some version of it, not as much, but it gives a little bit of the version of it. However, I feel like if you have the Friday the 13th one, you might not need this either, because remember I covered up some of the other shades that distracted you from seeing this color story in that palette. So I feel like if you have the Friday the 13th palette, you might not necessarily need this one either, unless you were just really insistent on having these particular colors. Then I'd say maybe pull out your Smoke Sessions. Again, you'll see that in the shorts reel that's coming sometime next week. I want to say it's going to come Monday, because it's Sunday. I'm going to have to put up the Cosmic Brushes one, because I try to do it the day after. But, yeah, I feel like if you have that one, you might not necessarily need this one. Or if you just like the Michaela one, because it's a lighter version of this one, as I showed you all. It doesn't have as many neutrally-ish, grayish tones in it, but it still have those, what is it, the greens. And it just has warmer shades. If you like more warm tone as opposed to cool tone, then you might like the Michaela one. You can't get that one anymore, unfortunately, either though. But if you already have it, then you might not necessarily need this or feel bad about not having it. That's what I'm saying. Was saying all that. I know it took a mouthful to say it, but there we go. I will say I do like the lip kit. So if anything, if you don't have like tones like that and you want an affordable set of lipsticks, I do think they have great quality lipsticks. I think that's a great one to go for. But otherwise, I feel like you have these colors in your collection already. And if you're just buying it for the theme, to buy it for the theme, girl, I'm not mad. I'm not here to judge. It's just, you know, if you have all that stuff, I don't feel like you really need this collection is what it comes down to for me. But that's just my opinion. So those are my thoughts. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you're all the dimes. You can comment down below and tell me what you thought about the topic of this video, because I was very interested in it. But I want to hear your thoughts on how you felt about it. That might have come from Miss Giselle, girl. Like, don't come from Miss Giselle like that. She set y'all in line and go you all the tea, okay? And I'll get you guys in the next one. Make sure you subscribe. Be blessed, girl. And make sure you enter the giveaway, because it should be coming soon. I don't think it's coming up when this video is, but stay tuned, because it's coming. Okay, bye. Oh, I forgot. I still don't really have any information when it comes to the candle, because the scent isn't really giving me too much of anything, and this room isn't that big, and I don't even feel like it's really filling it up. So it takes a while for the candle to get into it, and y'all will see this video is like 20-25 minutes, something like that, and I still don't really have a handle on the scent. So it doesn't give that much scent out in a small setting, so that's just something to be mindful of. But if you're a person that's sensitive to scents, then you might like the subtleness of the scent. I prefer the scent to fill the room more, like my favorite mood candles. So I feel like this one isn't doing it for me. It's a nice scent. It just needs to be in a very small area. Like if you have a tiny bathroom or a tiny kitchen, if you have a tiny area that you want this scent to be in and you want to fill it, I feel like it'll do it for that. But if you have a bigger area, it's not for you. Okay, I'm gone, girl, for real.